Hello everyone, I am Anwesha and I welcome all of you to Unacademy Bankers Hub YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and also click the bell icon so that you get notified for the next sessions. And in the description box down below, you will find a link to the Telegram channel of Unacademy. Please join the channel because there you will get the PDF of all the YouTube sessions. And also you will get the notification for your YouTube as well as your special classes. Okay. So before beginning the session, please share the session with your friends so that more and more students can join. Today we are going to solve a reading comprehension for SBI Clerk Mains exam, and before solving the question, we are going to discuss some tips and tricks that will help you in solving reading comprehension questions efficiently. So let's begin. Let's begin the session. At first, we are going to discuss some tips that are going to help you solving reading comprehension questions. So when you solve a reading comprehension question, there are two types of RCs that you generally see in your exam. One is long RC and the other one is short RC, small ones. Okay. Small RCs you will find in your mains exam. Long RCs you will find in pre as well as in mains exam. Okay. And then your short RCs are mainly inference based, which means you will find indirect questions from here. But in your long RCs, in your pre, generally your questions will be direct, and your mains, your question will be indirect, with some direct questions, of course. Okay, so here we are going to see how to approach these two types of RCs. For long RCs, please read the questions first, and when you read the questions, you have to read those questions within 1 to 2 minutes. Don't take more than this. Within 1 to 2 minutes, read all the questions. Don't go to the options, read the questions alone. Okay. If at all you need to go to the options, then you have to go. For example, if the question is asked what inference can you draw, then in that case you have to go through the options, but it is better to avoid reading those questions. Okay. Then after reading the questions, you should come to the passage. But for short RCs, you have to read the passage first and then come to the questions. Okay. Now, what you must do after you read the questions or after you read the passage, in both the cases, you must highlight the keywords in your mind, because you won't have a pen to highlight in your online exam. You have to highlight the keywords in your mind. When I say highlighting the keywords in your mind, I mean to say that if your passage has 3 paragraphs, then you must know which paragraph talks about what. When you find a word in your question, suppose you find a word in your question XYZ, suppose your word is this. Okay, you must know this word is in which paragraph. Is it in first paragraph? Is it in second? Or is it in third? Then you can refer back to that paragraph. Okay. The next point is information retaining. Try to retain as much information as possible. Now, it's not possible for you to retain all these 3 paragraphs in your mind after your first read. So what are you retaining in your mind? You are retaining the keywords. Okay, you are retaining the keywords in your mind, and after that, when you again go back to the questions, you can answer the questions very quickly. You can scan the paragraph and you can find your answer very quickly once you have retained the important keywords in your mind. Okay. The next part is when you answer your questions, the answering part. When you answer your questions and when you have questions related to inference or conclusion, draw a conclusion, draw an inference, then don't take extreme steps. When I say don't take extreme steps, I mean avoid extreme words. Avoid those options which contain extreme words. Okay, extreme words in the sense, which words are extreme? Never, all, must, extreme words. Okay, why are these extreme words? These are extreme words in case of inference and conclusion, because when you draw an inference, you are never sure. You are never sure. You believe it to be true, but you are not 100% certain. There is always a 1 or 2% of uncertainty in your inference and your conclusion. Okay, so your inference and conclusion should not contain words which denote 100% certainty, like never, all, must, no, these kinds of words. Okay, but it can have words like some, most. These words are welcomed. Okay, again, this is true in 99% of the cases. In 1% of the case, this may not be true, and in which case this may not be true. Okay, but in inference and conclusion cases, this is 100% of the times true. But this thing is not true in cases when never, all, must, no, these words are explicitly mentioned in your passage. Then that does not count into your inference. Okay, that comes to your direct questions, or even in your indirect questions, but there you don't need to draw an inference or a conclusion. In that case, you can use these words when these words are explicitly mentioned in your passage. Just understand this. Okay, the next thing is, don't apply your knowledge, which means don't go out of the scope of the RC. Okay, suppose a passage is mentioned on women empowerment. Okay, or a passage is mentioned on you have been given an RC on COVID-19. Now you have been following newspaper for these many months, and now you have gathered sufficient knowledge on COVID-19. Okay, and a passage has been given to you on, suppose, COVID-19, how we can avoid it, on social distancing and all these things. Okay, now when you answer the question, please answer the question remaining within your boundary of the passage. Don't apply your knowledge in it. Don't apply your knowledge and mark an option. You know this option is true, this option is actually correct. Suppose this option is actually correct according to your knowledge. Okay, according to your knowledge, according to what you have known these many months, what you have studied these many months in your newspaper. But remember, this information is not given in the passage, so you cannot mark it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Then one more, a common mistake that aspirants do while answering reading comprehension questions is, suppose a word is given in your passage. A word is given, suppose in your passage it is given, women belonging to downtrodden communities are abused. In your passage, this is mentioned. Okay, but when you answer the question, when you answer your question, it is mentioned everything has been kept intact. Just in, suppose in an option it is mentioned people belonging to downtrodden community. Everything is the same except for one word, that is people. Here it is given women and here it is given people. So what do? If you mark this option as your answer, you will get minus 0.25 in your exam. Okay. So Why? Because here it is mentioned women and here it is mentioned people, and because of this one word, your answer becomes wrong. Okay, this is a very common mistake that happens in exams. Next thing is your wait. Next thing is your summary and your title. Always remember summary or theme, title. These three things are very similar to each other. The only difference is your title is a concise form of your summary. If your summary is of 3-4 lines, your title will have only 4 to 5 words. This is a concise form of your summary or theme. Now, what is your theme or your summary? Your theme or summary is the thing that is mentioned again and again in your RC. Suppose something is mentioned in your first paragraph, in your second paragraph, in your third paragraph, that becomes your theme. Because that becomes your theme, that becomes your central idea, that becomes your summary. Something that has been mentioned again and again in your passage. Regarding tone of the passage, I will take a separate session on it. Okay, already I had discussed tone of passage and on Unacademy special class. Okay, but again I will take a session on tone of the passage on YouTube. Okay, so these are some tips or some things that you should keep in your mind while you answer an RC. Okay, now we will solve a question. Yes, Shweta ma'am, when questions like appropriate title comes, then yes, I told you appropriate title. Inference and conclusion are two different things. When inference is asked, inference is something that is implied or suggested. Implied means suggested, something that is indirectly said. And conclusion is something which you draw after reading the passage. Okay, like if the passage is if a passage has been given on testing drugs and testing cosmetic items on animals. Suppose a passage has been given about testing cosmetic items, testing drugs or drugs on animals. You know, on animal testing that happens in labs. Okay, then you can draw a conclusion from that passage. And what conclusion you can draw? You can probably you can draw a conclusion that there are many companies which are not testing on animals, and still those companies are functioning well, and testing on animals is not ethical. Okay, this is your conclusion, but this is not your inference, because in your passage it has not been implied or suggested. Something that is implied or suggested in the passage means it is not explicitly said, but you can understand from reading. You can understand after reading. Okay, that is your inference or implied meaning. Fine. Now we will start solving this passage. Okay, let's solve this question. The first question is this is the first paragraph. At first we will go to the questions, okay, because this is a long paragraph. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, long RC. We will first see the questions. What is the main message being conveyed in paragraph 1? So it is asking you the main message being conveyed in paragraph 1. What does this mean? Main message being conveyed. This means the central theme or idea of paragraph 1. Okay. Joseph Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's father, supposedly said that when he started getting shear tips from his shoe shine boy, he knew it was time to sell. Shoe shine boy means someone who polishes your shoes. Okay, he knew it was time to sell. This was in the late 1920s. One investor in cryptocurrencies recalled that remark when he saw advertisements recalled that remark when he saw advertisements on the London Underground that seemed to suggest pensioners invest in Bitcoin. Be more Brenda, said the poster, featuring a white-haired lady claiming to have bought Bitcoin in under 10 minutes. Cryptocurrencies are everywhere. According to one survey, 5% of Americans hold cryptocurrencies. Not bad for a financial product that is only a decade old. 5% of Americans hold. Bitcoin is the best known, and in 2017, the dramatic rise in its price from $3,000 in September to almost $19,000 by December made headlines. Okay. Ram, not an issue because this is the first paragraph. Okay. So from here, what can we say? From this part to this part, from the first sentence, we can say that Joseph Kennedy used to believe that when an investment technique or an investment instrument becomes very popular, it is time to sell it. You should better sell it. Okay, this we can infer from the first sentence. Sell an investment instrument when it becomes very popular. How do we understand it from the first sentence? See, this is an inference. This is an inference because this has not been directly said, but we can imply. We can understand, we can infer. This has been implied in the first sentence because the shoeshine boy. What does a shoeshine boy understand about investments? Nothing. Because he's most probably not educated, but he is also talking about share tips. So this means that it is better to sell those because it has become very popular. Okay. After that, from here, what has been said that Bitcoin has become popular. Bitcoin has become popular. How do we know it? Pensioners invest in Bitcoin. Okay, in under 10 minutes. When we say invest in Bitcoin in under 10 minutes, this means it is very easy to invest in Bitcoins. Okay. Then cryptocurrencies are everywhere. Everywhere means it is popular. Okay. According to one survey, 5% of Americans, so 5% of Americans hold some cryptocurrencies. Some cryptocurrencies, not bad for a financial product that is only a decade old. It is only a decade old and 5% of Americans hold it. This means it is fairly new and achieved success easily, or fast. Fine. And then 2017, the dramatic rise. In 2017, the price increased dramatically and it made headlines. This means it became popular and it achieved success. Now if you see, if I change the color of my pen and show you the main theme is something that has been repeated again and again. Okay, from here, pensioners invest in Bitcoin. Pensioners invest in Bitcoin. This means it is popular. In under 10 minutes, it is easy to invest in. It is easy to invest in Bitcoins. Okay. 5% Americans hold, that is only a decade old, which means it is fairly new. 2017, the dramatic rise in its price, which means it has achieved success very easily, very fast. Okay. And it has made headlines, which means it is popular. So if you see, regarding the first inference, this one has been mentioned only in the first sentence. But in the rest of the sentences, in the following sentences, point number 2 and point number 3 have been mentioned repeatedly. So can we say this is your central theme of the first paragraph? Right? So now let's go to the question. What is the main message being conveyed in paragraph 1? Marketing strategies are the main reason behind the rise in Bitcoin holding by people. Marketing strategies are the main reason. No, marketing strategies are not the main reason. The main reason is its dramatic price rise. That is the main reason. Okay, so this is wrong. Bitcoin is the most popular form of cryptocurrency and has become a household name in fairly short span of time. Yes, yes, this is your right answer. Why? Fairly short span of time. Let's go to the previous slides. See, fairly new. Fairly new. Why, how can we say fairly new? Only a decade old. And it has become very popular, which means it has become a household name. Okay, become popular, most popular cryptocurrency, and has become a household name in fairly short span of time. So this is your right answer. If we look at the next sentence, it is time to sell your investment when they become too popular and are recommended by almost everyone. Okay, so only in the first sentence this has been mentioned, so this cannot be a main message. This is the first point. Second point, recommended by almost everyone. Everyone is recommending? No, only one person is recommending, and that is John F. Kennedy. Okay, so this is wrong. Next, it is no longer profitable to invest in Bitcoin because almost all people have some stake in cryptocurrency. Okay, so this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion which you cannot draw from the first paragraph because it is nowhere mentioned that Bitcoin is not profitable anymore. So this is not the right answer. Okay. Thank you, Talbe. Have you understand? Have you understood the question? Have you understood the question? Please reply. Please write down in the comments. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. And have you understood how should you answer regarding the central theme? This is how you should do it. Okay. Of course, in your exam, you are not going to write the points. I wrote the points only to make you understand, but in your exam, you must highlight the points in your mind. Okay. Next. Next question. Next paragraph. Let's look at the question first. What was the main aim behind the creation of Bitcoin as per paragraph 2? What was the main aim behind the creation of Bitcoin? Why was Bitcoin created? So the question is, why was Bitcoin created? This is your question, okay? So let's see. It was invented in 2008 by a reclusive cryptographer. Reclusive means lonely. Someone who is lonely, who does not have anyone. So Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by a reclusive cryptographer going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. So this is the person who had invented Bitcoin. Okay. He was dissatisfied with the conventional financial system, so he wanted to create an electronic version of cash that did not rely on a central operator and was free from direct control by a government or central bank. The idea took off. These days, anyone who wants to get into, okay, now from here, these days, present tense, present things are being mentioned from here. Okay, so if you see from here to here, if you read this part, you will get your answer. Why did he create Bitcoin? Because he was dissatisfied with the conventional financial system. So, one second please. Yes, dissatisfied with the conventional financial system. So he wanted to create an electronic version of the cash. So first point is dissatisfied with conventional financial system means with the cash, with notes that you exchange, with the traditional system or traditional currencies. Okay, now see, so he wanted to create an electronic version of cash. So he wanted to create an electronic version of cash, and what will this electronic version do? That did not rely on a central operator and was free from direct control by government or central bank. So he wanted a currency that was not controlled by a central operator, that was not controlled by government or central bank, and that did not depend on central operator. So what did he want? A currency not controlled by government or central bank. So these are the reasons why he wanted to create a cryptocurrency. Now, what was the main aim behind creation of the Bitcoin as per paragraph 2? So, aversion to control of the currency system by central banks or central governments or central banks. Aversion means what? Aversion means not wanting something. Aversion means not wanting something, a strong dislike for something. So he did not like the control of currencies by central bank and government. So here it is mentioned in point number 2. Dissatisfied with the traditional system or currencies. Why? Because it was controlled by government or central bank and he did not want the control. Okay, so this will be your answer. The need to develop a currency immune to inflation. He did not care about inflation. Having a currency that was partially electronic. No, he wanted a fully electronic system. Fully electronic. Completely electronic. So this is wrong. Having an untraceable currency that could help miscreants. Miscreants means criminals who do illegal work, wreak havoc with the financial systems. No, he was not interested in any criminal work. Okay, so your answer will be option 1. Am I clear? Sinki, please use your earphones. Have you understood this question? Clear? Okay. Next paragraph 3, then paragraph 4. Now we will see the questions. Which of the following statements weakens the argument of Bitcoins being a usable currency? Okay. Now you see, this question is not at all related to your passage. Even without reading the passage, you can answer this. Why? Because this question is, some points are given and it is asked that if which of the following points, if true, will weaken the fact that Bitcoins are a usable currency. Okay, are you understanding the question? These points are not mentioned in your passage. Okay, the author wants to ask you if which of these points become true, your argument that Bitcoins are a stable Bitcoins are a usable currency will become false. If I say, suppose if I say Meena is a good student. This is my argument. Okay, this is my argument. Now there are few points which I know about Meena, or which I ask you about Meena. If I say Meena studies regularly, this is a point. Okay, second point is Meena is lazy. Third point is Meena is stupid. Now, which of these points will make this statement weak? This statement untrue. Which of these points? Meena studies regularly. This point will strengthen this statement. Meena studies regularly. That's why Meena is a good student. So this is wrong. Meena is lazy. If someone is lazy, then that person, then the probability of that person being a good student or becoming a good student lessens. So This will weaken this argument. Meena is stupid. If someone is stupid, how can that person be a good student? To be a good student, you require some intelligence. Okay, so if this becomes true, then this argument weakens. So your answer will be, in that case, these two options. Similarly, you in the same way you have to answer this question. Okay, fine. So bitcoins are a usable currency. Let's look at वीकेंड में स्टेटमेंट को कमजोर कौन कर रहा है. ये स्टेटमेंट को कमजोर कौन कर रहा है. कौन से ऑप्शंस में कौन से स्टेटमेंट ऐसा है जो कि आपकी इस आर्गुमेंट को कमजोर कर रहा है कि बिटकॉइन यूजेबल करेंसी है, इसको कमजोर कर रहा है. मतलब कौन से ये वाला अगर कौन सा स्टेटमेंट ट्रू होने से ये हो जाएगा कि बिटकॉइन यूजेबल करेंसी नहीं है. ओके, गॉट इट. नाउ लेट्स सी. It suffers from poor security, with around 14% of the supply of big cryptocurrencies having been compromised. If it has poor security, then will anybody want to use it? If I say that I'm giving you a credit card but there is no security, your account can get hacked, will you use that credit card? You will not. You won't want to. You won't like to lose your money by getting your account hacked, right? So that credit card becomes unusable. Similarly, if it suffers from poor security, it becomes unusable. So this is your right answer. Okay. Next option. It is slow due to its decentralized nature. It is slow. Who wants to use a system that is slow? No one. No one. If I give you a smartphone and that smartphone works very slowly, you will not like to use it. There are many laptops which work very slowly, very inefficient. You don't like those laptops. You want efficient system. So when it becomes slow, the argument that it is usable weakens. So this is also right. This is also correct. Next, it offers no consumer protection. There is no consumer protection, which means there is no security. Poor security. Again, the same thing as A. So this also becomes your answer, because this also weakens the argument that bitcoins are a usable currency. Okay. There is price volatility which dissuades people to use it as a means of exchange for goods and services. There is a price volatility which dissuades people. Dissuades people means which discourages people to use it. From here we can say if people are discouraged to use it, it means it is not usable. Okay. So this also becomes true. So your answer is all of the above. This is your answer, all of the above. Okay. Next question. Which of the following can be concluded from paragraph 4? Now we will go to paragraph 4. Let's see. According to Crunchbase and Industry Consultancy, in the first 5 months of this year, a total of more than 1.3 billion of venture capital was invested in blockchain startups. So according to this in consultancy, in the first 5 months of this year, $1.3 billion of venture capital was invested in blockchain startups. Okay. So this huge amount was invested in blockchain startups. Okay. KPMG, a large consultancy firm, reckons believes that the amount of money there are two meanings of this word. One is to believe something and the second is to calculate. Okay. Reckons that the amount of money venture capitalists want to invest in such things outstrips the opportunities to do so. What does this mean? The amount of money venture capitalists want to invest in such things. Let me change the color. Venture capitals wants to invest in such things. In which things? In Bitcoin. Outstrips. It is greater than the opportunities to do so. Which means the amount which you want to invest, this is greater than places or projects in which you can invest. Okay, this means the amount you want. Suppose you have 5,000 rupees with you and you want to buy clothes, with it. Okay, but shopping malls are not open. Shopping malls are not open, so where will you invest? Where will you invest this amount? You don't have any place to invest. So the amount you want to invest outstrips the opportunities to do so. Okay, established companies are rushing to catch up. So the companies that are already established, that they are rushing to catch up. To catch up means to invest in these opportunities. Technology firms such as IBM, Oracle, and Amazon are giving their customers the chance to experiment with blockchain. So these companies are asking their customers that you can experiment with blockchains. Probably you can pay using cryptocurrencies. KPMG offers a service to advise clients on blockchains, as do most of its rivals. So KPMG is now advising its clients on blockchains, and also KPMG's rival companies, which means KPMG's competitors, are also advising their clients. Dyer, a consultancy specializing in cryptocurrencies, lists dozens of blockchain-related patent applications filed by companies as diverse as Bank of America, Intel, chip maker RWE, and electricity firm, and British Telecom. So this company, Dyer, this is a consultancy company specializing in cryptocurrencies, and this company lists down patent applications of blockchain, and also lists down names of companies who want a patent in blockchain. Okay. अब हम देखेंगे now we will look at the question, which of the following can be concluded from paragraph 4. The amount of money invested in blockchain domain is all set to increase at a rapid rate in near future. Okay, it is all set to increase at a rapid rate in near future. Okay, the demand for blockchain based startups is far more than the supply of feasible ideas. The blockchain industry has reached a level of saturation with profit margins declining. There is a rush by various firms to grab a bite of the blockchain pie. Okay. So, the demand, if you see, the amount of money invested in blockchain is all set to increase at a rapid rate in the near future. We don't know that. We cannot be sure about this, that it is going to increase at a rapid rate in the near future, because nowhere it has been insinuated in the paragraph. Okay, nowhere it has been suggested in the paragraph, so we cannot conclude this. If we see option B, the demand for blockchain based startups is far more than the supply of feasible ideas. This thing we can conclude from which statement? From this one. The amount of money, wait a second, please. Okay. The amount of money venture capitalists want to invest in such things means in blockchain startups, outstrips, this is greater than the opportunities to do so. From here we can conclude that demand for blockchain based startups is far more than the supply of feasible ideas. Supply of feasible ideas means opportunities. This means opportunities. Okay, and demand for blockchain based startups, this means amount of money. Okay, ठीक है? Then if you see this sentence, lists dozen of blockchain related patents filed by companies as diverse as Bank of America, Intel, and chipmaker RWE, and electricity firm, and this. So okay, one second. Established companies from here. Okay, I'll change the color. Established companies are rushing to catch up. Established companies are rushing to catch up, which means they are rushing to invest in blockchain, And companies such as IBM, Oracle, and Amazon, these companies are established companies, and these companies are also asking their customers to experiment with blockchain. KPMG. KPMG is a consultancy company, and this company is also advising its clients on blockchain, and also its rivals are also advising on blockchain. And there are many companies who want a patent, who want to file a patent or patent application in these. So from this we can conclude that there is a rush by various firms to grab a bite of the blockchain pie. To grab a bite of the blockchain pie means to make profit out of it. To make profit out of it, to use it. Okay, so B is correct and D is correct, so your answer will be both B and D. Blockchain industry has reached a level of saturation with profit margins declining. No, profit margin is not declining, it is nowhere mentioned. Okay, so this is wrong. B and D is your correct answer. Deepak says, ma'am, I have cleared BOB PO, Indian Bank clerk and PNB SO because of your, due to your blessings. Okay, congratulations Deepak, very happy for you, congratulations. पैराग्राफ स्किमिंग कैसे करते हैं, आई शोड यू कैसे करते हैं, कि किस तरीके से आप पैराग्राफ से कीवर्ड निकाल सकते हो. हाउ यू कैन डू इट to skim the paragraph. What do you mean by paragraph skimming? Paragraph skimming means to take out the keywords and leave the rest. Take out the keywords and leave the rest. And to do that, you have to first read the question so that you can understand which points to note and which points are important, which are your keywords and which to leave. Okay. Okay. So from 15th of June, on 15th of June, a new course is starting on Unacademy Plus, and this is going to be a practice course on English for SBI Pure Prelims. The timing will be 2 p.m. Okay, and this course has already started, practice course on English for SBI Pure and Clerk Mains, and this is also going to end very soon. The timing of this course is 7 p.m. and a new course on English for SBI Pure Prelims is going to start on 13th of July, and in this course I'm going to teach you in English. I'm going to teach you English in English like I do in the YouTube sessions. Okay, so these courses are on Unacademy Plus. So if you are interested to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, please use my coupon code Annie to avail a discount of 10%. If you have learning credits, you can avail even more discount. So for 6, 12 and 24 months of subscription, no cost EMI facility is also available. You can apply the coupon code here and then proceed to pay. I would suggest you to take 12 months of subscription, because here the subscription cost is less. It is 450 rupees per month. Okay, it is affordable, and for people who are in your second year of graduation or third year, for them 24 months is also good. Okay, otherwise 12. So I'll see you again in my next session. Ma'am, please reply to my questions. Okay, okay, I'll take the questions now. Shweta says the grammar that she's not able to memorize the grammar rules, right, Shweta? You're not able to memorize the grammar rules. So for you, I have a good suggestion, and that is please follow one book, any book of your choice. If you ask me, I would recommend Plinth to Paramount by Neetu Singh. Okay, so please follow any grammar book and take out the exercises. So periodically solve the exercise questions of, suppose if you have already finished all the chapters, if you are thorough with all the concepts, what you can do is you can take a grammar book, and today, if today is Friday and today solve questions on noun, then after 3-4 days or after 5 days, take out one more chapter article and solve questions on this. Okay, in this way you can remember the rules. Okay, by revising. There is only one mantra, that is revise, revise and revise, nothing else. Okay, मैम ईडियम्स आते हैं क्या एग्जाम्स में? ईडियम्स बहुत कम ही आते हैं एग्जाम्स में, ओके। फ्रीक्वेंटली पूछे नहीं जाते हैं ईडियम्स, अगर आते भी हैं तो वो मेंस में आते हैं। यस, ग्रामर नहीं आता मेंस में, सिर्फ रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन ही आता है, दिस इज ट्रू। दीपक कुमार घोष, इन मेंस you will find most of the questions are based on your reading skills. There will be 5 to 6 passages, there will be 5 to 6 passages, and then there will be sentence formation questions, then there will be your filler based questions. So mainly your reading skills will be tested in your mains exam, but then you need to have knowledge of grammar as well, because 4 to 5 questions will come from your error detection part, okay. And for your sentence formation and your phrase replacement also, you would need knowledge of grammar, okay. And also one thing I want to tell you, that without studying grammar you cannot learn a language. You must know the basic rules of grammar, this is very important. When I say basic rules of grammar, the basic rules means you must know how to identify parts of speech. If you cannot identify parts of speech, you will find it difficult to solve error detection questions, and also you will find it difficult to solve closed test questions, because in closed test questions, when you know the parts of speech, you can attempt the questions very efficiently. With your grammar skills, you can eliminate the options, okay. ओके, सो श्वेता, ईडियम्स उतना इम्पोर्टेंट तो नहीं होता है, लेकिन मेंस में आते हैं ईडियम्स के क्वेश्चंस। व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, मैं पीरियोडिकली ईडियम्स के सेशंस लेती हूँ अनअकैडमी पर। अभी तक जो सेशंस हो चुके हैं, प्लीज़ आप उन सेशंस को एक बार रेफर कर लीजिए, वो सेशंस एक बार देख लीजिए, और मैं फिर से सेशंस आपका लेती रहूँगी, हर वीक मैं सेशंस लेती रहूँगी ईडियम्स पर, ओके। ठीक है, ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू, बाय, थैंक यू फॉर अटेंडिंग द सेशन, बाय एवरीवन।